I was on a particularly busy shift. It had been a hard day. This little boy, about 4 or 5 years old, was brought in by ambulance with his mum because he's had quite a serious asthma attack that day, and he was known to be asthmatic, but this was a particularly bad one. It's an anxiety-driven situation, especially when you've got a really poorly child. And I remember him sitting there being really, really upset. You know, everybody's doing things around him. They're sticking wires on his chest and they're sticking masks on his face. And I remember just leaning down and introducing myself and say, you know what, I'm here and I'm here to help you. And I got my phone out and I put a video of Peppa Pig on. I don't think Peppa Pig realises how useful it is sometimes, particularly in a healthcare setting. But obviously, whilst he's being distracted, we're able to get on with all the things we need to do. We're able to get nebulizers and things on him. Someone was trying to put a line in, which is particularly unpleasant when you're such a little child. But luckily, he responded to all that treatment. He had to throw a lot at him, but fortunately, he got better and better. His face brightened up, his eyes brightened up. Him crack a smile, simple thing like that. And I remembered we were getting ready to send him up to the ward. He hopped off the bed and came up to me and said thank you and gave me a really big hug. And at that very moment, all of the stresses and strains of that day, all of that stuff that I was carrying that had been getting me down just evaporated. And that tiny little gesture that from that tiny little person was the most powerful thing, and I needed it. I needed him just as much as he needed me.